So, Sarah, I'm really happy to be here with you and introduce this new thing that we're starting, this playground. And we're here today to talk a little bit about this playground and invite all these folks to come and enjoy this. We're calling it our Human Relations Lab playground, Human Relations Playground. And we're going to use this time to tell you a little bit about what to expect.
Yeah. So it's a play practice. And let's just maybe start right now by modeling about what we mean by this Human Relations Lab play practice.
All right.
So 3 skills we'll use. One is I feel, stating how you feel. The second practice is the story I'm telling myself, right? That's when I'm observing you, and maybe you're making a statement or have some sort of bodily movement.
Yeah.
Story I'm telling myself about that is, and then just bringing curiosity about one's own and the other person's intent, and also the impact of your actions and statements.
Great. So let's play with these practices
Okay.
and see how they go.
So, Terrell,
Yes.
I have a little bit of an edgy question for you. Are you ready for it?
I think I can take it.
Okay. So you and I have spoken about professionalism and how that impacts how we show up in authenticity. And so, yeah, just curious, can you tell me a little bit more about what dress you chose today and what that has to do with professionalism?
Wow, that's a good question. I feel a little bit of anxiety, but I feel physically comfortable. Like my body feels really comfortable, but inside I feel a little bit of anxiety welling up, like emotionally, because I'm a black man in corporate America, and as we work, as we show up, I'm supposed to show up professionally. I'm supposed to be. I feel a drive to be or need to be perfect. And showing up in a sweater, I sometimes think society tells me that detracts from my level of professionalism. And so in an effort to show up as myself, I dress like this, but I feel a little anxious about what all those people, or even what you might think about me as a professional because I'm dressed like this.
Hearing that, I feel a mix of just anger that that's the way that this world is. I'm feeling compassion for these kinds of standards, which I, as a woman, also experience a white woman at a different, kind of different way. And just respect for your being willing to share that. And I actually am, one thing that's coming up for me is I have a story that it might be kind of anxiety producing to share that in a video where you don't know the people. Is that true?
Yeah, I can confirm part of that story. I can confirm that sharing that with these people can be a little anxiety inducing, but I'm really comfortable in a video space in general, so it's not vast. But I am curious as to why you tell yourself that particular story.
I'm experiencing that question as provocative. And I like it because I'm reminded of how stories I tell myself about what someone else is experiencing, in this case you, about video, actually might say more about what I feel like being on video. And I need to just reveal that, video is an edge for me. It's an edge for me. This moment is an edge for me. And I have, because I have a legacy of perfectionism in my family, but I also I enjoy the edge a little bit, Terrell, honestly. Yeah. I think you know that about me. So, thanks for that question. It was good.
Well, thank you for telling me a little bit about your background, because we've done a lot of work together and we've hung out, but there was just that little piece I didn't quite know about your discomfort that you might have on video sometimes. So that lets me know how we can work better together.
So I think that's a good demo. That's a good wrap for us.
Absolutely.
And I hope you got a sense of the flavor of that. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to come play with us, you should know more about the experience. We're going to be probably 10-ish people to a room.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to be together in this really tight group, and it's going to be all about discovery and excitement, and it's going to have this sort of palpable emotion to it. It's like being on the playground with your friends, this excitement and exhilaration in that room, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know it's safe, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And I would say for you introverts out there, this is for you too. And you get to participate as much or as little that works for you. And I would say that for everybody. So, I have this story that there's this ideal of the pinnacle experience that you and I have had in our hundreds and hundreds of hours of T group, where there are all these self-discoveries and really rich, warm relationships. And, that can be, hearing about that, I have a story that might be intimidating. And I just want everyone to know that we are here to support your discovery in the group, whatever that looks like.
Absolutely. It's all about my comfort and your comfort.
Yeah.
And saying what I need and asking you what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we have to do this on a few different levels, right? We learn how to do this. Like, there's me and what's going on inside of me, what was that word you like to use? Interoception?
Interoception. Yeah.
And what does that mean, really?
That means our nervous systems have certain signals that come up. We can have, sweaty palms. We can have, suddenly, I feel like I need to talk faster. And that might be coming from bodily sensations. So knowing how we feel inside, that's one level of knowing in a group. And it's almost like meditation. So that's one level of knowing. Another level of knowing is what's happening in the field between you and me, right? We were just exploring that.
Right.
The third level is what's happening as a whole group. So, for example, in basketball, I'm knowing and being attuned to my own moves as a basketball player. I'm thinking about who that person I'm passing to, but I also have that sense of the whole court. Like, what is the dynamic between these two teams?
Yeah.
What's happening as a whole group? And so building awareness at those three levels is like, it's once you build that awareness, your ability as a leader, as someone who can relate to people and have a sense of what's happening, it just grows really fast.
Yeah, I can see that being really helpful in the workplace. And what comes to mind for me is both of us as musicians, things like being in an orchestra, being in a performing space like improv, jazz, that kind of a thing. And it's so much fun.
It is fun.
And so much growing for us. So we're going to invite these people, right?
Yeah.
And it's second and fourth Thursdays.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we hope you come.
We hope you come to get in contact with us, and you'll have the information below.